The following is a video on the LEMFO LEM4 LEM4 smartwatch, and I will be speaking of all the programs that it takes to make this watch work the way I want it to. This watch is more or less like a Dick Tracy watch. It does so much it's ridiculous. It looks like it's all busted up and banged up, but that just goes to show that this thing can take a beating and still work. Unlike those other expensive watches that if you accidentally drop it, it cracks in half. This guy, you can see, is broken and it still works just fine. Now, earlier I made a video about the voice enunciation, and the one thing I forgot to tell you about the voice enunciation is the fact that by voice, which is the program you have to put in it, has to be put in the watch itself. And the way to do that is to simply go to, well, we do this, and we do go to the PlayStation. There you are, PlayStation, or play the, I'm brain dead. To put the programs in your phone. Yeah, there you go. You simply type it into there and install that by voice in the phone or in the watch. Now, the biggest thing on this one right now I'm going to show you is I was talking about being able to make voice notifications on your watch. Well, this watch, if you download Google Calendar into the watch, then you can download Google Calendar into your tablet, phone, watch, whatever. And instead of programming everything from your watch, you do it over here. And the one thing about programming is you go down here, you get ready to add an event onto the thing. And the biggest thing about the event, I have mine telling me by the hour what time it is. And up here where it says add title, that is where you add into this program exactly what you want the watch to say. So if you want it to say good morning sir, type in good morning sir, and it will tell you. Right after the announcement is made, it's going to say 12 or 13 or something like that. What it is talking about is this right here. It is telling you the time that it is supposed to be. If you have enough words up here, it won't say that. How many words that is? I think it's 2.5 lines worth. If you want this thing up here to repeat like daily or weekly or monthly, then you go down here to does not repeat. You click on does not repeat, and you can change it. Now on mine, I always picked custom. Because on custom, I can set it for the days of the week that I actually want it to work. Because sometimes I wanted it to work only on Monday and Tuesday. And what I'm talking about working is the announcement that you want it to make. Sometimes I only want this announcement on Thursday. Sometimes I only want it Tuesday through Saturday. But nonetheless, that is where I would set it. So you set that there. On this ending time, I would always leave it at never. I don't want it to end. If I wanted it to end, I would go to the calendar and I would click it. We're going to get out of this by pressing the done button. It is now out of that, and here's the trick. Down here where it says add notifications, that bell, you click add notifications. On the notifications up here where it's got the 10 in blue, you tap 00. That means it's going to happen on the minute, on the second of when it's actually supposed to make the notification. Then you, down here, make sure that it's as a notification. That way, when it pops up in your Google Calendar on your watch, it's going to make a notification to the watch of what you're trying to do. When I try to set up a notification, let's say a notification for 12 p.m. for something to happen, make sure in the 1 o'clock that you set it for 12 as well. That way you have 12 p.m. and 12 p.m. And that way it will definitely make sure that it only does the announcement one time. Otherwise, it'll do multiples. And speaking of that, there is a section in here called at time of event. That's where that 00 created that. If you do anything else, it's liable to sound off 5 minutes before it's supposed to, only because that's what you selected. Make sure you set that timer to 00. This will be on your watch, on your phone, on your tablet, or wherever you might have it all the time, and it's that easy on this to be able to program the stuff that will end up showing up on this. It uses calendar in your watch. Now there's another thing to notice about it, and that's the fact that when it comes to the calendar on your watch comes with one calendar, which is right here. This is what you would call a junk calendar because it doesn't really do anything. It just sits there and says, here's the days of the week, and that's it. Get out of that. Scroll down to the next one that says 07, which is right there. And lo and behold, you have Google Calendar. This calendar matches up to the one, it's a perfect match to the one that's in my phone. I can program my phone's calendar, I can see it, I can do anything I want with it, and it'll show up on here because they synchronize. And the watch uses this calendar to make the voice notifications. And as I said on mine, you don't have to program it for reminding you that you have a doctor's appointment. I literally have mine programmed to tell me each hour on the hour that the hour is passed, because I get so busy I forget what time it is. And I'm just cruising along, and all of a sudden my watch will say, and I do it as a sense of humor type thing, tick tock, time is now 1 o'clock. That way people around me will get a little bit of a giggle, and I'll be told it's 1 o'clock. I won't have to worry about it. And anybody that looks at me kind of funny, I just look at them and say, doesn't your watch tell you the time? That is how you use calendar and the program by voice to be able to get your watch to talk to you about events that can happen in your life that you need to track of. And as I said before, on mine, I use calendar for hourly events. I use another program for car payments and stuff like that. That's a whole other deal. This right here has turned out to be extremely dependable and extremely accurate. That's using the calendar inside the watch, the Google Calendar. I have put more other programming things on YouTube about how to make this watch more useful to you. Please watch all of them, and you will discover that although this watch is just a touch bulky, that's because it's more than just a watch. I will talk to you on other videos. Talk to you later.